Welcome, bowling fans. We are coming to you from the Toledo sports recreation lanes in Toledo, Ohio, where the Wildcats of Napoleon will be facing off against Clay today. I believe it's the Eagles. This will be a conference match. Currently, Clay boys are 2-0 in conference play, while Napoleon is 1-0 in conference play. Clay has defeated Whitmer and Findlay. Clay girls are 1-1, and the Lady Cats are 1-0. So I believe that was Clay McCorkle, just started out with a strike on lane 12. Andrew goes left of the head pin, Brooklyn strike on lane 14. If you guys can hear me, give me a shout on the chat. Or no, I guess it wasn't Clay, because Clay's up now. Brennan Babcock with 8 on lane 12, leaving the 2-7. Nice shot there from Clay, from Slade on lane 14 for a strike. We're going to start with the boys' side, and then we'll switch over to the girls here in a little bit. All right, thanks for the confirmation on the audio. Brennan up now for spare attempt on lane 12. Oh, just around it. Picked up the 2-pin, but bounced around the 7. So 9 count for his first frame. So we've got Riley up now on lane number 12. He comes in a little bit light, leaves the 7-pin. Hunter bowling with him on that pair, coming up on lane 11. And Hunter also leaves a 7-pin. Clay misses their spare attempt on lane 13. Can't pick up the sleeper in behind. Riley picks up his 7-pin. Hunter now, his attempt, picks it up. Andrew up now, lane 13. And he gets a 9 count, leaving the 10-pin. Nice pickup there for Clay on lane 14, picking up 3, 6, 7, 10. Andrew now, spare attempt. He's got it. All right, Brennan up now on lane 11. And Brennan drops all 10 for a strike. Spare attempt from Clay on lane 11 is successful. Slade McCorkle, lane 13. Picks up 9, leaves the 4-pin. Riley with a strike down on lane number 11. Clay also converts a spare on lane 14. Slade, spare attempt, lane 13. He picks up the 4-pin. Hunter coming up on lane 12 now for Napoleon. And Hunter drops all 10 for a strike. The Clay bowler also with a strike on lane 14. Andrew Gallagher's up on 14 now. Nice ball from Andrew, drops all 10. Brennan up, lane 12. And he picks up 8, leaves a 3-6. Clay picking up their spare on lane 13, a strike on lane 11 for Clay. Brennan now, spare attempt, chops, leaves the 6-pin standing. Riley now, lane 12. Nice ball from Riley. All 10 in the pit. Hunter on lane 11. Misses the head pin, leaves the 1, 2, 8, 10. Pickup of 6. The 1, 2, 8, 10 is a tricky little spare, but not as bad as the 2, 8, 10. And Hunter picks up 3 out of 4, leaving the 10 pin. Needed to get to the left side of the head pin, and didn't. Brennan up now, lane 11. And that's got all 10. So strike for Brennan. Andrew on lane 13. Looked like that one went a little bit high, leaves a 4-7. Strike for Clay on lane 14. Riley up now on lane 11. Comes in a little light, pickup of 6. Leaves the 2, 5, 7, 8. Andrew picks up the 4-7 for his spare. Another strike from a Clay bowler on lane 14. Riley now, spare attempt. Picks up all but 1. So a 9 count and an open frame in the 4th frame for Riley. Slade McCorkle with a 9 count, leaving the 4 pin on lane 13. Nine count from the Clay bowler on lane 14, leaving the 8 pin. Slade now, spare attempt, picks it up on lane 13. Hunter now, lane 12. Ends up getting 9, leaving the 5 pin. Clay bowler in 14 picks up his spare. Andrew now, lane 14. Nice ball from Andrew. Splits the pocket. Drops all 10. Hunter now, spare attempt on lane 12. Picks it up. That was the 5-pin he picked up. Clay bowler with a strike on lane 13. Slade now, lane 14. And a nice ball from Slade. Entered the 1-3 pocket, exited right between the 8 and 9. Brendan Babcock up now in lane 12. And Brennan with a strike. So that's a double for him. Something doesn't feel right. Riley steps down. Play looking at a split on lane 13. Picks up one of the two. Now Riley's ready. And a 9 count for Riley, leaving the 4-pin. All right, we'll switch over to the girls' match. Kiesling, spare on lane 18, picks it up. So Keegan Schuster up now on lane 19. Something wrong with the rack on lane 17. Keegan lets it go, and a strike for Keegan. So a strike in the 6th frame for Keegan. Brings up Carly next. Carly lets it go. Goes a little bit high, pickup of 8. The 310 left. Carly picks up 1 out of the 2 on lane 19. Keegan up now, lane 20. And Keegan with back-to-back strikes. All right, so we've got whatever was issue was on 17 resolved. Kendall Horner up now. Comes in a little bit light to the pocket. Pickup of 8, leaves the 3-5. Carly up now. And Carly drops all 10. Kendall now, spare attempt on lane 17. Looks good, covers it up. Alexa Miller next on lane 17. And Alexa drops all 10. Ariana Kiesling now, lane 17. That looked like a good pocket hit, left the 7 standing. It moved, but it didn't go down. Kendall Horner comes in light to the pocket on 18, missed the head pin, leaves the 136. Ariana now. Oh, she missed the spare. It came out of the gutter. I think there'll be a scoring correction on that one. Kendall now, spare attempt. Cuts that one off a little short, picks up just the 1 pin. Clay picks up their spare down on lane 20. Alexa up now, lane 18. A nice hit from Alexa, but it splits, leaving the 8-10. That was unkind. Keegan up now, lane number 19. Misses the head pin, comes in light, leaves the washout. 1-2-4-10. Alexa has a choice here. She can pick up 1 for sure, or try to shave the 8 pin really thin and slide it over into the 10. Discusses her options with Chris, the coach. Alexa now, spare attempt. Goes right between them. So a total of 8 in the 7th frame for her. Keegan now, spare attempt. Picks up 3 out of the 4. Didn't quite get far enough left on the head pin. Ariana up now, and she drops all 10 for a strike. Kendall now, lane 17. Nice ball from Kendall, but leaves the 7 pin standing. Her ball looked like it left the deck at just left of the 8 pin. Spare attempt from Kendall, gets it started too far outside. So 9 count for her in the 8th frame, I believe. Yep. Carly got 9 on her first ball. Spare attempt upcoming on lane 19. Got it. Nice ball from Alexa for a strike. Ariana goes high, ends up splitting, leaves the 3-6, or no, 4-6. Even worse. Ariana trying to pick up one here. Does so. Carly up on lane 20. Kendall up on lane 18. Kendall's comes in light but gets a little help. Pin comes off the far wall, smacks the 5-pin. And a strike for Carly down in lane 20. Alexa now up on lane 18. And she drops all of them for a strike. Ariana up lane 18. And a strike for Ariana. Clay with a pickup of 8 on lane 17 leaves the 1-2. Looks like we've got Lily Light coming in for Kendall to finish up the 10th frame. We'll try to get scores from the boys and girls matches here in just a few minutes. So Lily up now, lane 17, and that one starts a little too far right, so she won't get any on her first attempt. Keegan up now on lane 19. Keegan lets it go. And 9 for her, leaving a 10-pin. Lily's spare ball. Comes in light to the pocket, but enough to pick up 9. So Kendall and Lily combine for a 113. Keegan up for her spare on lane 19. Alexa up on lane 17. Alexa pulled that one left. Gave the 6 a little wrap, but it doesn't go down. So 9 count on her first ball. Keegan picks up her spare. Nicely done. Alexa now, spare attempt. Picks it up. She'll get one more in the 10th. Keegan now, last ball, 10th frame. Picks up 9, leaves a 10-pin. She finishes with 188. Nice game, Keegan. Lexa now, spare attempt. Or I'm sorry, not a spare attempt. Third ball in the 10th frame. Gets a strike. And she finishes up with a 174. Carly starts out the 10th with a 9 count, leaves the 4 pin. Brenna in for Ari. Picks up 9 in the 10th frame. So Alexa Miller finishing with a 174. For Clay, I see scores of 81, 108, 101, 133, and 96. Carly picks up the spare. She'll have one more. And Brenna won't pick up the spare and finishes with a 140 combined with Ari. All right, Carly's last ball. And she gets 9. All right, so we'll switch the camera back to the boys. All right, for Napoleon boys, I see scores of 208. That looks like Andrew. 208 looks like that would have been Slade. All right, so yeah, Andrew with a 208, Slade with a 208, Hunter with a 173, Brennan 182, and Riley 165. Total of 936 pins. The Clay boys had games of 182, 183, 192, 170, and 141 for an 868. All right, Napoleon girls, 188, 204, 113, 174, and 140. And that's an unofficial total of 819. All right, and Clay, 81, 108, 101, 133, and 96 for an unofficial total of 519. Clay bowler with a strike on lane 14. Riley up now, a spare attempt on lane 11. Picks it up. Andrew starting the match with a strike. This is his second frame on lane 14. Comes in a little bit light, topples the 8-pin, leaving just the 2-pin behind. So 9 on his first ball. Hunter now, lane 12. Missed the head pin, leaves the 1-2-4, a pickup of 7. Clay picks up their spare on lane 13. Andrew's spare attempt picks it up. The cheer you heard just a moment ago came from the girls' side. Lily got a strike. And Hunter picks up his spare on lane 12. Slade also starting out the first frame with a strike. Now his second frame. Goes a little high, leaves the 4-7. Brennan comes in, picks up 8, leaves the 4-7. Andrew now, third frame, second game. And he gets a strike. So 3 in a row now for Andrew. No, I'm sorry. Strike, spare, strike. And Slade picks up his spare. Hunter down on lane 11, picks up 8, leaves the 4-7. Seems to be a popular leave in this the second game. And Brendan picks up 1, leaves the 7-pin standing for an open. Slade McCorkle, lane 13, all 10 down. And something happened. The ball caught up on Hunter's hand and went straight into the channel. So an open frame for Hunter. Riley now, lane 12. Comes in light, pickup of 9. Or I'm sorry, pickup of 8. Leaves the 2-10. Couldn't see the 10 from where I was standing. Riley picking up 1 out of the 2. Leaves the 10-pin behind. So 9 open in the third frame. I'm sorry, that's in the second frame for Riley. Clay with 9 on lane 14, leaving the 8-pin. Strike for Clay on lane 13. Brendan up now for his spare attempt on lane 11. Picks up the 10-pin. Clay picks up their spare on lane 11. Clay also picking up their spare on lane 14. Riley now, lane 11, drops all 10. Splits the pocket, and down they go. Sophia Kors just picked up the 5-10. Andrew picking up 9, leaving a 10 pin. Clay missing their spare attempt on lane 12. Hunter picking up 9, leaving the 10 pin, lane 12. I'm not sure if Andrew is waiting for his ball to come back on lane 14. Hunter goes to retrieve his spare ball. And misses his 10 pin inside. So you'll see the bowlers switching balls occasionally. If it's on their second ball, they will typically go to what's called a spare ball, which is a plastic ball which goes straighter. The surface is harder, so it doesn't curve as much. Brendan up now in lane 12. And he drops them all for a strike. Riley gets 9, leaves a 6 pin. I'm sorry, 9 pin. And Hunter picks up 2 out of 3. Riley now, spare attempt, lane 12. Picks it up. Slade gets ready for his spare attempt on lane 14. Picks it up. Brennan up now, lane 11. And he gets them all to drop for a strike. That's a double for him. Andrew Gallagher now, lane 13. Goes a little bit high, leaves a 7 pin. Clay swings that one out wide on lane 14, brings it back for the strike. Riley up now, lane 11. And Riley gets 9, leaves a 4 pin. Andrew misses the 7 pin inside. Riley now, spare attempt. Picks it up. Slade, lane 13. Nice ball from Slade, leaves the 4 pin standing. All right, we'll switch back to the girls' match here. Sophia cores up. Spare attempt on lane 18. Picks it up. And a strike for Carly down on lane 19. Keegan up now, lane 20. She comes in light to the pocket. Picks up 7, leaving the 2-4-5. Lily Light up now, lane 18. And she gets 8, leaving the 5-7. Brenna up now. Goes right of the head pin. Brooklyn strike for a lefty. Keegan now, spare attempt, lane 20. Picks up a couple. Total of 9 for the frame, an open frame. Lily picks up her spare. Sophia up now, lane 17. Nice ball, goes, broke a little hard at the end. Maybe not quite enough speed. Ends up leaving the 4, 7, and 10. Carly up now, lane 20. Drops all 10 for the strike. That's now 5 in a row for Carly. Carly started out with looks like a 9 spare, and then the next 5 frames are all strikes. Sophia picks up all but 1. Lily up now, lane 17. And she gets 9, leaves a 7 pin. Clay misses a spare opportunity down on lane 20. Clay with 8 on 18, leaving the 2-8. Clay picks up their spare on lane 19. Has a nice cover, picking up the 1-2-4-8. And Lily picks up the 7 pin. That was on lane 17. Keegan up now, lane 19. And a strike for Keegan. Brenna now, lane 18. Comes in high, leaves the 4-7. Carly up now, lane 19. She's in frame number 7. Game number 2. And a 10 pin. Pin in the gutter. Didn't quite have enough oomph to knock it over. Brenna now, her spare. Starts that one too far outside and won't pick up any more. Carly picks up her 10 pin. Keegan now, lane 20. And she gets all 10 to fall. That's a strike for her, a double. Sophia with a strike on lane 18. Lily coming in light, picks up 6, leaves the 1, 2, 4, 7. Carly now lane 20, picks up 9, this time leaving the 7 pin. Brenna now on lane 17. Started that one a little bit outside, it never came back. Missed the head pin, leaving the 1, 3, 9. Lily now, spare attempt on 18. Nice pickup by Lily. Carly now, spare attempt. Picks it up. Brenna, spare attempt. Picks up a couple, or I guess 1, for a total of 8 in the 7th. Sophia up lane 17, comes in a little bit light, ends up leaving the 3, 6, 7, and 8, or I'm sorry, 3, 6, 7, and 9. So a difficult spare to pick up for the left-hander. And that one will drift off to the right and won't pick up any additional. So a 6 count in the 7th frame for Sophia. Lily coming up on lane 17. Looks like we're having a little bit of issue with the internet at the moment. Keegan picks up 9, leaves a 10 pin on lane 19. Keegan misses her spare. All right, we needed to stop the stream just for a minute. I dropped the quality just a little bit. We're having some internet problems, so Sophia up now. And she'll pick up one additional, so that'll be 8 total in the 8th frame for her. Keegan now down on lane 20. Ends up picking up 8, leaving the 610. I'm sorry, the 310. Brenna up now, 8th frame, or 9th frame, I'm sorry. Comes in light, ends up missing the head pin, leaves the 136. Keegan chops, leaves the 6 pin, or the 3 pin standing. Nice spare there from Lily. Picks up the 5-8. Sophia picks up 7, leaves the 5-6-10 on lane 17. Carly with the spare down on lane 20 just a moment ago. So that's the 10th frame, so she'll have one more. So it looks like Keegan ended up with 191. Carly, if I'm reading the screen right, should end up with either a 228 or I'm sorry, more than that. Strike for Carly. So a 238 game for Carly. Nice game, Carly. So we've got, looks like Andrew finished with a 192, Slade a 172. 124 for the Napoleon 3 bowler, 181 for the 4th bowler, and the 5th bowler 187. Clay boys with 181, 144, 244, 227, and 146. We'll get the scores tallied and added up here shortly. Lily now, spare attempt on lane 17. Misses that one. So she'll open in the 9th frame. Brenna got 6 on her first ball. Left the lefties version of the washout, the 1, 3, 6, and 7. Picks up 3 of them. So she'll finish with a 129. Clay's 3rd bowler for on the girls' side was 148. 140 for the 4th. 95 for the 5th. Clay's 1st bowler finished with a 56. Sophia up now on lane 18. Picks up 9. Looks like the 3 pin left. Boys will be starting their bakers here soon. We'll switch back to them. And Clay's second bowler will finish up with 86. Sophia now, spare attempt. Misses. So she'll finish up with a 128. Lily picks up 6 on her first ball, leaving the washout, the 1, 2, 4, and 10. All right, so we'll switch to the boys' bakers, and I'll let you know what Lily ends up with on her last ball. All right, the boys ended up with an 856. And Clay ended up with a 962. So I've got Clay in the lead right now, 1830 to 1792, difference of 38 pins. Andrew up. Has split on his first ball. Picks up one more. All right, on the girls' side, we have 191, 238, 129, 128, and 141. Slade with a strike for the boys. Gives a total of 827. Clay, girls, 56, 86, 148, 140, and 95. So I have a total of 1646 to 1044, a difference of 602 pins. Hunter is up. Had a 9 count, left the 8 pin, picked it up. Clay pick up 9 on their third frame, first ball. Left a 10 pin. Brennan pick up 7, leaving the 369. Clay missed their spare attempt in the third frame. Ignore the fact that it says Anthony Wayne. The scores are correct. So the first one in the chat will be the boys, the second one will be the girls. Riley split, leaving the 7-10, picks up 1. So an open in the 5th frame. All right, we're still having more Verizon issues here. So if the stream gets too bad, I'll try and upload a copy. I know you guys are still waiting for the state kickoff tournament. Andrew got 9 on his first ball, picks up the spare. Clay with a pair of spares in the 4th and 5th frames. And Clay with a pickup of 8, leaving the 4-8. Slade McCorkle now, lane 14. Comes up high, splits. Leaves the 4-7-9. Slade now, spare attempt. Goes right in the middle. So 7 count in the 7th. Clay with a strike in the 7th frame. Clay with another strike, a double. Hunter picks up 8, leaving the 4-7. Carly picks up the spare for the girls. We'll try and call back both matches here. Hunter picking up his spare. Brenna up now, lane 20. Comes in light, leaves the 1-3-7. Brennan up now, lane 14. That one goes high. Started outside, broke hard. Leaves the 6-10. Brenna gets ready for her spare attempt. Picks up 2 out of the 3. Brennan now his spare attempt. Pardon me. Brennan picks up his spare. Lily up now for the girls. Lily picks up 7. Riley drops all 10. Strike for him in the 10th. Clay sitting at 159 in the 10th with 1 ball to go. And he picks up 9 more, so 168. Riley picks up 8 more, leaving the 3-6. All right, we'll switch over to the girls for a little bit. And a strike for Sophia. Riley did pick up his spare and finished with a 155. So they'll drop another 13 pins. So I've got Napoleon down by 51 at this point with 2 Baker games to go. And a strike for Keegan. So the Lady Cats double up. Nice pickup there from the Clay ladies. Picking up the 1-2. Carly coming up in the 10th frame. Andrew Gallagher will get things started off in Baker game number 2. Pickup of 8, leaving the 6-9. Carly starts out with a strike in the 10th. Clay boys also start out with a strike. Andrew now spare attempt. Chops. Leaves the 6-pin standing. Carly with another strike. Clay ladies pick up 3. Slade McCorkle up. He gets a strike. So a pair of strikes for the Clay boys to start out. Their third bowler is up. We'll switch back in just a minute as soon as Carly finishes. Clay gets 9. Hunter up next for Napoleon. And Hunter drops all of them. Strike for Hunter. Carly, last ball. Gets 8. And Napoleon finishes with a 166 for the girls' first Baker game. And a strike for Brendan Babcock. Clay boys with a strike on lane 14. Riley up now. Riley gets 9, leaves a 7-pin. And another strike for Clay. That's a double for Clay. Riley, spare attempt, picks it up. 9 count for Clay, leaving the 10 pin. Andrew up now. Andrew comes in light, leaves the washout. So the Clay ladies finish with a 106. So unofficially 18-12 to 11-50, a difference of 662 pins. Clay picks up their spare. Andrew now spare attempt. Gets that one going a little bit too far left, misses the head pin, pickup of 2. Clay with a 9 count on lane 14. Slade up. Goes high, splits, leaves the 6-7-10. An open by Clay, missed the 10 pin. Napoleon needs to pick up some pins here so they can continue to climb in the third game. Don't need to get all back, but I'm sure they'll take it. Slade picks up 2, so an open in the 7th. Strike for Clay. So in the 7th frame, both teams had an open. Clay with a strike there in the 8th. Clay was up by 15 pins. Hunter picks up 9, leaves the 4 pin. Clay gets 9, leaves the 10 pin. Hunter picks up the spare. So we need Brennan and Riley to put some strikes on the board. Try to close this gap. Clay picks up the spare in the 9th. Brennan with a strike. Comes through in the clutch. So Clay with a spare in the 9th. Napoleon with a strike. But Clay with the pin count advantage. Riley now, 10th frame. And he drops all 10. Put a little pressure on the Clay bowler. And Clay comes through with a strike. Riley now, 2nd ball, 10th frame. Oh, and it splits on him, leaves the 8-10. So Napoleon will drop a few pins here. And a solid 8 for Clay. So 9 pins, leaving the 8 pin. Riley picks up 1 out of the 2. And Napoleon finishes with 188. Clay picks up their spare. And they finish with a game of 206. So Napoleon trails by 69 pins going into this last Baker game. Boys are going to have to put up something huge. We're going to leave the camera on the boys for right now. Girls have pretty much got their contest wrapped up. Sophia picks up a spare down there. Looks like Ariana. She comes in light, leaves the 1-2-4-10. Ari picks it up. Kendall Horner gets a strike. From Andrew. Alexa gets 9, leaving a 7-pin. Clay starts out with a strike on the boys' side. Slade up now. Nice ball from Slades. Drops all 10. And Clay matches. So 2 doubles for each team. Lily Light with a strike. And a strike for Hunter. So 3 in a row for the boys. Clay that gets 9. Messenger comes in front of the 10-pin. Brennan Babcock up now. Left of the head pin, but Brooklyn strike. And Clay opens in the 3rd frame. Riley now, 5th frame. And Riley drops all of them. So Napoleon's got the front 5. Clay up now. And splits, leaving the 7-10. Andrew Gallagher splits, leaves the 5-7 in the 6th frame. Clay will pick up one of the 2. The boys are bowling at the forget what it is. It's the sportsman lanes. Should be listed in the description. So Andrew will pick up 1. Slade up now. Something doesn't feel right. He'll take a step back. Slade picks up 6, leaves the bucket, the 2, 4, 5, 8. All right, so Baker game of 164 for the girls. To 99. So a strike for Clay in the 6th. And Slade misses his spare, won't pick up anymore, so an open frame in the 7th. So a pair of opens for Napoleon after the front 5. 8 count for Clay, leaving the 4-7. So the Lady Cats bowled a second Baker game of 164 to 99 for Clay. So I've got the totals at 1976 to 1249, a difference of 727 pins. And Clay opens in the 7th frame, chopping. Hunter, 8 on his first ball, picks up the spare. I've got Napoleon down by 69 pins. They're probably going to have to strike out here. Brennan Babcock picks up 7, leaves a 3-6-10. Clay pickup of 6 on their first ball in the 8th. Looks like the 3-6-9-10. And they'll pick up their spare. Brennan picks up his spare. That's in the 9th frame. He's going to need some help from Clay, but not getting it. A strike from Clay in the 9th frame. Riley picks up 9 to start the 10th. Riley now, spare attempt, picks it up. Clay now, second ball in the 10th. Another strike. Riley gets all 10 to drop. Late messenger. So a 2:08 in the 3rd Baker game. But I don't think it's going to be enough. And Clay gets 7 more and finishes with a 192. So unofficially, I've got the totals at 2343 for Napoleon, 2396 for Clay, a difference of 53 pins. We'll try to get confirmation here. So the boys averaged 180. .23, I should say. All right, we'll switch over to the girls to finish up. All right, so Brenna Massey up. She goes right of the head pin, leaves the 1-2-4, pickup of 7. Brenna up for her spare attempt. And she'll chop, picks up 1. So an 8 in the 6th frame. Another strike for the Clay girls. That's a double now. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a spare. That was a spare the hard way. Alexa drops all 10 for a strike for the Lady Cats. Clay girls picked up 6 on their first ball. Spare attempt coming. Won't get any additional. Sophia Coors up on lane 20. Sophia's light to the pocket. Picks up 7, leaving the 3, 5, and 6. 9 count for Clay girls, leaving a 10 pin. Clay picks up their spare. Sophia up now. Picks up 2 out of the 3. Looks like Ariana picked up a strike just a moment ago. All right, so officially I've got the totals at 23.43 to 23.97, a difference of 54 pins. So I had the first Baker game, I was 1 pin off for the Clay team. Kendall picks up 1 out of 3. And they'll finish with a 146. And the Clay girls finish with a 147. So unofficially, I've got 21-22 to 1396. A difference of 726 pins. And the girls averaged 163.23. We'll see if I can get a quick peek at the girls' score sheet first before we sign off. I apologize for the internet issues. Verizon evidently is having trouble in this area. We'll watch back through the stream. If it's too bad, I've got a recording that I can upload. It may take a little bit for me to get it up there, but I will get it up there eventually. I want to thank everybody for joining the live stream today, or anybody who watches this live stream afterwards. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do. All right, we've got the score sheet for the girls coming. All right, 21-22, 1396. Games of 819, 827. Baker games 166, 164, 146. On the other side, games of 519, 525, 106, 99, and 147. So the totals match up for the girls. So a difference of 726 pins. All right, I hope everyone has a good week. I believe our next match will be after Christmas against Liberty Center at home. So I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Have a safe and happy holiday. And as always, go Wildcats.